show. Ta-da!
The worst.
There's only one place to go from here. And that's maybe
The bar? What?
Not so sucky. Maybe like not the worst talk
Am I not on the correct thing?
We just started the live broadcast, so you might want to give it a second.
I don't like giving it seconds, no.
We're now mirroring it up on a big screen so that we can see all your comments and whatnot.
Whatnot. You should have put up plenty of whatnot.
That's handsome boyfriend Dave. Welcome to the Worst Talk Show. We are live every Wednesday night on my Facebook page under Angie C. Shaw, and C is just the initial C.
Hi, Holly.
Hey, Holly.
Daisy Riddles.
Ooh, don't tell anybody he's working, but you can go visit him at Luca.
He says he's working butts.
No, I don't think that's what that means.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
Also, way to keep the low profile on not letting everybody know Casey's watching while working. Welcome to being a part of our live virtual studio audience.
We're sorry.
Listen, we can't do it without you. So it's pretty great when you're here and we can read your comments and make the show funnier because you guys are way more talented than we are at this. But we volunteer ourselves as a tribute, and here we are.
Yes, that's what it is.
Vicky Salabande is here. Hello, Vicky.
Am I in the wrong place? Because this doesn't seem to be working.
Why don't you go back to the home screen? Hey, everybody. Did everybody have a good week? It seemed 2 weeks long. Am I alone on that? Possibly? Maybe? Oh, David.
It's not my fault.
Anyway, I can see the comments here, so you figure that out. Hi, Trish. How are you? Glad to have ya. A lot of stuff going on. Riddles, are you at Luca North End, by the way? So we can send people your way if they're nearby and whatnot.
There it is.
There you go. Ta-da! So, a bit of business to take care of. Tomorrow night, if it is not sold out and you're missing live music, I don't think it's sold out, but I will double check on that.
Who cares? You go in there, you tell them, I'm more important than everyone. Let me in this joint.
Will Daly is playing at Tupelo Music Hall up in Derry, New Hampshire. The drive-in. I wanted to say drive-through and driveway.
It's a drive-in. No, it's not. It's not a drive. It's not a drive-in. It's a drive-in.
And all I want to do is call it the Uncle Tupelo Music Hall, which is not correct
Half the
either.
people aren't going to get that.
My brain's so scrambled. Uncle Tupelo predates Wilco. So if you're a fan of Wilco, check out Uncle Tupelo. But if you're a fan of Wilco, you've probably already done that. So speaking of live music, great Scott news for those of you playing the local Boston music scene home game. They are in negotiations right now. They have found a space.
They're trying to get their hands on the space where Pizzeria Regina was in Alston.
Yeah, they're actually
where the depot was.
They're in
an old train station.
They're in negotiations now. And additionally, they say they've been working with a well-known local-owned pizzeria to partner on the location.
We don't know who that is, so let's not speculate.
Oh, well, I'll totally speculate, but I have no idea who it is. I was just kind of hoping it might be some other rock and roll friends that have started a pizza place.
Pizza place. I was waiting to see how you got out of that.
Well, because there was a truck, and then there was a brick and mortar, but I'm not sure. And that's just a hopeful thing on my end. But that is an amazing space, and Dave pointed out...
There's parking, baby. Off-street parking.
That is humongous. So,
parking.
We wish them the best, and we hope that happens, and maybe they can have live music in the parking lot as well.
One thing at a time,
until
lady.
we can actually go and see live music again.
Oh my God! Isn't she pushy, people?
I'm a little pushy.
She's so pushy.
By the way,
it's not easy doing this with her.
I had to fill out this thing for the daughter's high school, whether I wanted her to go back and do all work from home or the hybrid. So the
Nice
first,
segue.
the first month, they're going to be remote learning, and then they want to slowly bring everybody in. And the hybrid is that a couple days a week the kids are there, and then a couple days a week the other kids are there. Like, they're staggering everything.
And then a couple weeks after that, they just bring random kids off the street.
But they were like, oh yeah, you have to fill out this survey, and I was like, what? And then I went on it, and it's not really a survey. It's basically like, you need to decide now whether you're going to allow your kid to go back to the hybrid when we can safely bring them back to school, or it's at-home learning for the whole year. And you have to make the decision now. And so I was sort of like, oh my God, what do I do? Because when the wave comes again, does that mean she has to go?
What wave?
The second wave. And we're not talking ska. Anyway, that's about enough of that. But it is stressing me out a little that I had to sort of make that choice, which was not fun. What we watched this week, should we get right to it?
Are we already jumping on what we watched this week?
I don't know. Did you have a comment to make?
No. Sorry to bother you during your show.
It's not my show. It's our show.
Oh, thank God it's only an hour show. I'll tell you, I wouldn't be able to survive.
Oh, Francis is here.
Listen.
Exactly. I
it's
don't
Franny,
know.
Don't call me Francis.
I
remembered.
As a mom, it's a very stressful decision to make, so I was a little freaked out about it when I was filling it out. And then I just figured, whatever, like, it's going to get bad, they'll shut it down again.
I felt like that the other day. When it comes to decisions, I was deciding what I was going to have for lunch, and I got like really, really, totally, like, freaked out, because that's a lunch I'll never get back.
That's a delightful story, Dave. Perhaps you could tell it again, but slower. Fran, we missed you too. Drive-By Pies has been on vacation. So, I mean, Fran has as well.
Listen,
obviously.
pies are essential.
Mm-hmm. She had like a really nice vacation and stayed at like a really nice little hamlet down the Cape somewhere, and the pictures were lovely. Please post all your vacation pictures, everybody, because I will never be able to go on vacation again. And I just want to see and live vicariously through you.
We missed you too, Franny.
Yeah, we definitely missed you. So, the first part of the show, we like to talk about what we watched this week. I'm fully addicted to binge watching Game of Thrones.
I could talk about that the whole time. Maybe you guys haven't heard of the show. It's a little show that came out a while back. It's called Game of Thrones.
Also known as Dragons and Boobs, or Boobs and Dragons.
Yeah, I suppose you could call it that. And it's so enjoyable the second time around. Like when you can just binge instead of having to wait week to week.
We definitely watched the whole thing live the first time, or at least the last couple of seasons, because we didn't want to miss out. There are plenty of people that are much stronger mentally than I am that can say, you know what, I'm good. I'm going to wait until the whole thing's out and then I'll binge it. And I can do that with some shows, but not Game of Thrones.
Well, once you get going on it, that's it. That's it.
So we all weekend.
We're to the
We are.
She's reading the books.
I was.
Concurrently.
I read the first book. I haven't picked up the next one because it's money.
You lied to me.
No, I did not.
She said, I'm reading all the books. Check me out.
Dan Marcella's in the house.
Charlestown in the house, kid. What's up?
I don't know. We haven't seen Dan in a while, if ever, on here.
On here, I don't believe so.
So thanks for tuning in, man.
But he finally found us.
He did, and now we'll have to move. So, yeah, we were just talking about, we were getting excited about some of our favorite scenes that were coming up. And of course, some of the, like, emotional scenes. Like the Hodor.
Oh, man.
Scene. I mean, I don't want to give you a huge spoiler here, but...
Listen.
It's
it was
like,
one of those...
grab the tissues.
It's different when you're binging it, though, because when you watched it the first time and it went black and it just... There was no... They didn't play music or anything. It was just silence. And it was a black screen, and they rolled the credits. And everyone sat there like, ooh, you know, like, oh, poor Hodor, you know? But,
It was kind of a mind F as well.
Oh,
like
yeah.
to wrap your head around all that, and
yeah.
the time is not linear in the
It's
Game
pretty
of Thrones
cool. It's pretty
universe.
cool. That three-eyed raven, what a pain in the butt, man.
Hey, Susan Dobsha's here. What up,
She's
Susan?
right here.
Susan did one of the nicest things this week ever. She went to Trader Joe's,
Oh!
unbeknownst to me,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden, I hear this little tap, 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 Angie, and she's at the window at the top of her steps outside. And I was like,
Did you call
huh?
the police
What's
immediately?
going on? She's like, it's Susan. I don't want to interrupt what you're doing. I'm just leaving a little treat for you. And I was like, hold on, I'll be right there. And I'm like, run
Yeah,
out.
she ran.
And she's like, I went to Trader Joe's. I can't remember all of your favorite things, but here's a whole thing of the peanut butter cups that you love. Hey, Tom Mulaney. And the strawberry jam.
Which everybody
Which
loves.
is
It's like everybody's favorite strawberry
it's
preserves.
crack in this house.
Yeah,
and
it's
it
really
goes
good.
very fast. So that was the nicest, like, just somebody was thinking about me and knew my sweet spot, literally and figuratively.
So everybody
So
out there in
thank you,
TV
Susan.
land and online,
Okay, Kenny's here.
she takes bribes.
So Elvis Collins is here. Elvis had me talking about some 90s
Marcella's
specific.
telling us that the Bruins advanced, like we didn't know that. Listen, don't
We-
jump the
we
shot,
just,
kid.
We just haven't gotten there
All
yet.
right, we haven't
Don't
gotten
worry.
there yet.
It's on the set list.
It's there. This isn't all off the top of our heads, although it seems that way.
So Elvis was wrongly remembering a few fun facts of the 90s.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would that be?
I don't
Was
know.
that like a chemically induced mistake? Chemically induced?
Let me just say that if I didn't keep journals in the 90s, I wouldn't remember half of it either. I have to go back and like fact check myself.
Angie is
sometimes.
like almost famous. And today, we went on a field trip and there were rock stars there and... No?
Almost famous?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was a big fish in a little pond and it was lovely. Drugs, Dave. Drugs. Listen, it was the 90s. And I did not do hard drugs. I've never really done hard drugs, but weed was plentiful at 25 Exchange Street, Lynn, Mass, Boston.
It's a weed, man. It grows everywhere.
Anyway, he was like, yeah, didn't I introduce you to Rivers? And I was like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
But what he was remembering is there was a show that we were sponsoring and Rivers was meeting me there. And so he went straight to the van and asked Elvis where I was.
And Elvis was like, yeah, he's over here. She's over here, man.
Which I thought was really funny.
And in the 30 years since that happened, or the 25 years, it's like, oh my God. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
Linda keeps way better notes and stuff than I do because she actually keeps like physical things, like articles and set list times for our shows from FNX, from the good old days. So, yeah, it's a little nutty, but it was just funny to sort of trip down memory lane a little bit today. And another little funny aside is that people often misconstrue my relationships with rock stars with the bands that they're in. When it comes to me, I'm not the world's biggest Weezer fan. I am not the world's biggest fan. My best friend is the lead singer. So there's that, and I very much enjoy their music, but I can't tell you the entire back catalog verbatim. And I certainly don't know fun facts of Weezer's first show, or, you know what I mean? So it's just funny how everybody sort of assumes that I'm like this uber fan.
You're spread
I'm really
more thinly
not.
than
Yeah.
that. Tim Collins is here, by the way.
Hey Tim. So there was like a Weezer quiz, and I got like 4 out of 6 correct. which
That's not
wasn't
too
bad, but not really great.
Not too bad.
It was kind of funny. And then, yeah, it's a story for another day, but I just thought it was funny that Elvis brought that up and we had a good little chuckle, a little chortle about that. But it is difficult. You think you remember things and then you get around people and they're like, no, that's not what. And you're like, yes, it is!
Yeah, you like combine all these stories.
Yep.
And it's been like your gospel. Like,
Yeah.
remember that time that I don't know,
Well, you tell
punched
us.
Russell Crowe in the face and we had him taken out of the place and whatever.
You tell a story enough times and you believe it.
That's
so.
it.
It looks like a lot of freezing
Is it
and
lag?
delays, so I do apologize for that.
Mike Joshua!
Josh is here!
Dude,
Every time I say
X-Nite,
that word,
buddy.
Mikey.
X-Nite
We had
has
so
been
much
awesome.
fun. So every 2 weeks, X-Nite live on Twitch, DJ Lovegun,
It's got me
aka
twitching.
DJ Mike Joshua, takes us on a time travel back to the 90s X-Nite heyday and plays just the bestest.
Oh,
of the
there was like a
bestest.
group there that was like,
Oh,
it was a bunch of
so
songs,
good.
and I was like, that is awesome.
So he's got this whole thing set up in his basement with lights and
He's got a dancer right there.
his wife Linda, who's a professional dancer, and they met.
I think, isn't that how they
met at X-Nite. She used to dance on the speakers if memory serves. And so she dances while he DJs, and there's like, this past week Pee-wee's Playhouse was on.
In the
So
background.
just like at Axis for X-Night, there were all these crazy old TV shows and stuff on the monitors all around the club back in the day.
Hi, Jessica Akers. How are you? Bob
Jessica,
Tarasi.
Jessica Akers, by the way, the woman behind
Linda
our
is watching.
favorite masks ever. Hey, Linda's on too. Great. We were just talking about your awesome dance moves, and we enjoy them greatly.
Listen, how many costume changes did you have the other night?
So here's the thing. I thought she had a full costume change.
Was
What
it just the gloves?
It was the gloves. She had on these red,
Classy,
classy,
silky,
long
yeah.
gloves. What do they call those?
Opera gloves.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was looking for, but all
Maybe,
right.
I don't know. I think they're called opera gloves, but I could be wrong.
And she just, she does a move, and I'm like, A, I would break my hip doing that move, and B, I would look like an elephant in a
Breaking your
china
hip?
shop.
What? That's
yeah,
not right.
yeah. She's just so good.
Come on.
She's the bomb. But so,
Well, she does teach dance.
you guys definitely join us a week from this weekend. So in 2 weeks.
So
for
you
the
listen.
next X-Night.
You have a week to prepare. All right, work on your dance moves. Get your cardio going some.
And there's a live chat during it too, and we all sort of wax
Because there is some
nostalgic.
stuff where like the songs just keep going.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny, you'll be like, oh, I'm just going to pop on for a minute. I want to go to bed
Was it-
early, or whatever it
Hey
is.
boy.
Superstar
Hey girl.
DJ. Here we
Superstar
go.
DJ. Here we go.
Yeah. There's a lot of Fat Boy Slim because it was the 90s.
Oh my lord.
And there was a lot of Fat Boy Slim.
Oh.
Sugar Daddy, come on and sugar me. Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Who is that again? It's
CJ
not Whale.
Boland?
It's not Whale.
I think that's CJ Boland.
Mike, help us out.
Yes, the next one is Saturday, August 29th. And I'm telling you,
Wait a minute.
it's so
Saturday,
much
August
fun.
29th.
That's a week
Is that
from this
is that my
Saturday.
brother Sean's birthday? Oh my God, we could have a dance party.
We could. Separately in different houses.
Yeah, totally like a Zoom dance party.
But we're going to be live on Twitch.
We're gonna be
That's
twitching.
the whole point.
Yes. CK Boland. Thank
It's-
you, Elvis.
I thought it was CJ Boland, no? CK sounds more correct. Oh, no. I'm sorry.
CJ,
It
you
is
were right.
CJ.
Oh,
Thank you.
jeez.
Oh, I was right.
Mike Petroselli's here.
What? Mike Petroselli doesn't like a very specific condiment. Is it ketchup? I can't remember. I think he is like the devil. Also, he's deathly afraid of Dickie Barrett. These are 2 fun facts of
Really?
Mike Petroselli.
Why is that?
I don't know. He'll have to comment. He's just one of the funniest guys I know. But he went to UMass with
Where?
Kat.
Amherst?
Yeah, I believe
The
so.
real UMass.
And And yeah.
I wouldn't have got thrown out of anywhere else. I wouldn't have wanted to.
Sure, it's ketchup. I'm gonna have to have him confirm that.
Elvis
Again,
lies. Wait a minute.
No, it was C.J. Boland. Elvis had autocorrect.
Okay.
You're trying to look and
All right.
see if I'm not
Oh no, I was hoping that
In
was
the right-
Whale. I just wanted.
unbelievable. So we wanted to just finish out. So obviously we're binging Game of Thrones. If you guys are looking for something, even though you think you watched it, we were so busy like waiting for the next thing to happen
Guys,
that we
there's
didn't
so
really
much to it.
appreciate
You just
everything
enjoy
going
it.
on, so you can really enjoy it.
It's real good.
Jessica hates ketchup too.
Listen,
Unbelievable.
you know what? I'm cool with that. I mean,
I don't like. I have.
it's great on a burger with mayonnaise together.
Yes,
Okay.
but it's all sugar.
If you can have real tomatoes with mayonnaise, it's probably better.
I feel like if I'm gonna go that much sugar, I'm just gonna put barbecue sauce on.
And people who put it on hot dogs, listen,
Oh, I have no shame.
I don't. I
will
mean,
put ketchup
I
on
don't
a
wish
hot
bad
dog.
things on people, generally speaking.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't eat a lot
Ketchup
of
on a hot
hot dogs.
dog, I don't
but-
abide that.
No, I don't have a huge issue.
No,
with
I
it.
can't allow it.
I mean, I wouldn't say that like out loud.
Death to the infidels!
I wouldn't say that out loud in Chicago or anything.
Jessica
That's-
Akers says it's a garbage condiment, and that pretty much seals it up.
We also watched. We let Dave pick a movie.
Listen, there weren't a lot of movies, people. Sit on. What a jerk. Listen, first of all, hey, we had been watching, and we've kind of given it a little rest. We have been watching Hannibal, and the
we're
big
so
star of
desensitized.
Hannibal.
We're so desensitized
Oh, my
now
Lord.
that we would put Hannibal on and eat dinner.
and eat dinner and just be like,
Be fine.
there's somebody flayed, and their like intestines are like hanging out. And something's been made. A modern art installation's been made out of this
Like,
person.
how many throats have been cut on Game of Thrones, and I don't even blink anymore.
Nah.
It's like,
Nah.
whatever.
And I'm like, I caught myself yesterday being like, oh, I like what they did there. You see, it kept pumping. I like what they did there.
We're all
You
turning
know?
into serial killers. So, he picks the movie because Mads, what's his face?
Mikkelsen.
Mikkelsen.
Who plays Hannibal in the series Hannibal.
So he is the main hitman in this ridiculous from a comic book to a movie
Right.
called Polar.
Not all comic books to movies are made.
It was
equal.
trying to be like Scott Pilgrim,
I wouldn't
Yes.
say that. I almost
but
feel
then
like
there
it was
was
some.
there
a
was
couple other-
another whole element of the movie that was more serious, and they sort of met somewhere in the middle, and I didn't like it. You,
You
should
know what
either
it
go
was?
all
The
in one or
the
the other.
group trying to kill him was a joke.
Yeah, it was cartoonish.
What was the hot girl's name?
The chick that played Lagatha in
No. The goofy one that was always in a bikini.
Vanessa Hudgens.
Vanessa Hudgens is in it, and it's
She-
obnoxious.
She makes herself so ugly looking.
It's just obnoxious. Anyway,
I don't know who the girl is that was in the hot clothes all the time. I have no reference for her. So,
But anyhow.
we have been watching Umbrella Academy a little bit here and there. I'm not sure what it is. It's hard to switch gears from the boobs and the dragons sometimes. So it's just like, no, let's just watch another one. Watch another one. But we did get through. What are we on? Like maybe episode 6?
I'm not sure.
7?
Yeah.
We're almost there. It's not as compelling as
It isn't just
the last.
Yeah.
season.
Although that one kid who plays the
it
one who
5?
sees dead people,
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
he is great.
I can't remember his
he's
name right now.
hilarious.
What is his character's name? Is it like Rufus or something?
No. It's German or it's Russian.
I can't remember, but he is amazing. And last season he was very sort of androgynous and.
Listen, Elvis, we're talking about it right now. We're watching it, buddy.
And
5 is 5. Is one the big gorilla kid?
yeah,
Gorilla body?
yeah.
He's just a waste this season.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
Yeah. Ellen Page is great.
She's good. That's an interesting storyline.
Yeah, but overall, not too thrilled.
Not exactly.
Maybe it'll pick up.
Klaus. Klaus
Yes,
is he's the best part of the whole show.
The best part of the show.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, he's just every little thing about him. Like,
Yeah, his character is brilliant, and he's
like
brilliant.
he takes you and he's like, it's funny. He'll make you laugh. He also makes you feel stuff. He gives me the feels.
Yep, sorry about the lag. It happens. Hey, Liz. Hopefully, it doesn't turn you off. The other thing I like about Klaus is that, he's so many different things wrapped in one, and he goes back to the 60s, and of course he becomes a guru. Of course.
But wait, what is it all based on?
Destiny's Child?
He calls them Destiny's Children. And he's like, what is he? He's like,
oh, and then he tells them don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Which is not Destiny's
which
Child.
obviously is, but it's just all stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's using their lyrics and stuff. It's pretty funny. And
Todd-
people are following him around like,
Tachi's
Profit.
making fun of you because you said he makes you feel stuff.
Tachi, I'll make you feel stuff. How's that sound?
Tachi made it funny. So yes, we need to finish watching Umbrella
I
Academy.
like that Tachi guy.
But also, we're very interested in Lovecraft Country. Who has seen it already? It premiered
We
this
haven't
past
seen
weekend.
it yet, guys.
We haven't watched it yet, but we're wondering if we're gonna love it or
I'm
if we're gonna
hoping.
Also, we're on the fence about Ted Lasso. For those of you who have Apple TV Plus.
I'm all about English football, I'll tell you that. And I did coach.
And it's the
American
guy
football.
from Saturday Night Live, right?
Jason Sudeikis.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I keep trying to hype myself up to watch it, and then it's kind of like, let's watch something. So, there's
We're gonna give it a
another.
try at some
There's
point.
another. There's a documentary Dave was all over.
Look,
You explain.
back in high school.
I don't get it.
All right, so the Democratic National Convention's going on now. The Republican National Convention's going on, and so politics and it's the whole thing is. I actually just voted by mail today. Pretty excited in the Democratic.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that later.
Okay, are we?
Yeah.
All right,
Just
great.
talk about the
I
documentary.
wish I was in the pre-show meeting. I was.
While he was playing.
I was playing a video game. What can I
Fallout.
say? Yeah.
Yeah.
It fell out of one ear after going in the other.
I can
So,
totally do this. I'm listening.
I can totally what do they call that thing? I can't think of it while I'm doing this. Multitasking.
So it's a documentary called Boys State. Have you guys seen this yet?
So Boys State. Now it's a thing. It's in every state in the union. Okay? It's for young people who are politically motivated or into politics in general. So you end up being nominated, and it's run by the VFW, I believe.
Yeah, it's creepy.
It's not. It's not at all.
The
There's
documentary
Girls
is
State and
creepy.
Boys State. They're doing theirs in Texas. They follow the Texas Boys State. But I went to the Massachusetts Boys State back when I was in high school. And I was elected chairman of the National Party.
Of course you were. You're charming.
I ran the meetings of 400-something people.
Can I ask you how many
And we almost swept the whole thing.
How many non-Caucasian boys were there?
There were a bunch.
Oh, a bunch?
Yeah.
Like a
Like a
handful?
bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
I
just,
can't remember
when
that.
you see the preview for the documentary, it just looks like the flip side of the Aryan youth. I don't know. It just creeps me out.
It's really important. It's not. There's nothing creepy about it.
I don't know.
All right,
I
it
beg
just
to differ.
teaches-
We're going to watch the documentary and find out.
It teaches kids how to run campaigns.
Yes, all
the
the,
whole thing.
all the crap that we're hating and dealing with right now.
Well,
It reinforces that.
I
So
wouldn't say that.
yeah. Oh, I'm saying it.
I would.
Jessica Akers. There was a Portuguese kid. Well, yeah. One. So those are the things that we have that we wanted to watch. But Dave and I both sent out our applications to vote by mail. And I sent mine like a couple days ahead. But I did that thing where you just leave it in your mailbox kind of, slightly askew so the mailman sees it and puts it in, or the mail person.
I drove mine right to the
Mail
post
carrier.
office.
So the next
Put it
thing
in the
you know,
drive-through.
he gets his ballot and I get nothing. So I go on Billy Galvin's website. Where the hell is my thing? Did you get it? And they, wicked prompt, got back to me right away. We don't see it, but you need to talk to your town clerk. Here's the email. Send it to them. I sent it to them within an hour. They were like, hey, we got it. It's here, except you forgot to pick which election you wanted, the primary or the, what do they call the presidential one?
The general.
The general. So I feel like a dolt, and I will print another one out tomorrow, and then I can just take a picture of it and send it electronically. So there you go.
I need to reply to it.
Oh yes, a long lost cousin of Dave's has gotten back in touch, if you will.
Yeah,
and,
I texted him the other day.
You have to reply to the text. Michael Maloney says thank you, but I don't know why. And now Tachi is saying gasp. I can't see all the comments right now, just the last 3. So if you guys need to repeat something, go right ahead, as Dave is busy on his phone talking to his cousin. Because that's what happens in real life when you do a talk show in your bedroom.
That's right.
So has anyone seen Lovecraft Country yet, by the way? The cousin is not Duke Dow, although that is fantastic. And if we were going to have a child, Duke would definitely make the short list.
If he was a dog, Duke.
Oh, I just laughed like Snidely. Did you hear
like
that?
A dog,
that was like
right?
a laugh.
Listen, don't get me started about John Wayne either. I wouldn't name my kid after John Wayne.
Let's not. So a couple of fun news things that happened. From Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang Forever,
The Wu.
has a song to replace the ice cream truck song. Did you guys know?
Okay, how does the old song go?
The old song is Turkey in the Straw, and I couldn't even tell you right now what the melody is.
Yeah, because we both kind of black out when we hear it. We just black out and start running. We start running to the street and just get ready to wrestle the guy down. If he tries
that hits our neighborhood is playing is god-awful, and they need to be
He parks
removed.
out in front of the house next door. Because he knows
because there's a couple of
our next door neighbor, we got like, what, is he a 12-year-old at this point? Is he that old?
Oh, on both sides we have little boys.
We got little boys over here, we got a little guy. They park right out front and like just blare the thing and just sit there.
And Turkey
The guy like
Straw,
reads the paper.
The
while
song,
the
in, the
music's
song
playing.
in question has deep racist roots in this country.
Apparently.
It's a much older song than this country. It was, origins are Irish or English. It's a European. But to America, it was paired with some lovely racist lyrics and was constantly
All the
in
best songs are, aren't
the
they?
blackface minstrels and what have you. So
boy.
it's really excited enough.
Hello, Ellen.
So RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan recorded a new song and teamed up with Hood. So all the Hood ice cream trucks
Why is it
are
going to be in the
now
hood, yo?
going to be playing this new song, which we listened to today and was great. It's very similar.
Oh, did we
to-
listen to it while I was playing the video game?
Yes, Dave. Anyway, it's good. You should totally check it out. I just love that.
I'm sure it's awesome.
RZA from the Wu-Tang Clan has invaded. You're welcome. Another funny thing I saw in celebrity news was that Cher is so passionate about saving the post office that she called her local Malibu. There are 2 post offices in Malibu. Who knew? She called them. She wants to volunteer, and she says, "I called them and I said, hi, it's Cher. Can I come volunteer?" And they were like, "No, because you need to get like fingerprinted and vetted just to volunteer."
I didn't think it was the post. It was the election, the local election board. No.
No. Well, again, you were in the pre-show meeting, but you were not in the pre-show meeting. Playing the video.
Listen, it was
games.
very important.
Hey, Ellen. Sorry, Angie, we are away. That's all good. Mom, the ice cream man is
Why
coming.
didn't you take me?
I have to tell you, that was the first thing I said when I read this story earlier today, is that they should just have Eddie Murphy.
It's the ice cream man!
It's coming! Because
You didn't get one.
not
You
only-
didn't get one.
growing up in Witchcraft Heights, not only did we do everything Eddie Murphy made fun of, we also went like this. Stop! In front of the truck. Don't leave. We're gonna go ask our parents for money. Stay right here. And like one kid had to stay behind to make sure that the truck didn't leave. And we're all like running in the house. And of course, you know, it never worked out well for me unless my parents wanted something. But anyway, wow, it looks like a lot of people are watching right now. So that's kind of exciting.
I don't know.
We're sorry about the lag. It's the Wi-Fi up in the boudoir is not the best, but we're doing our best, man. So I just thought that was interesting that Cher is so passionate. She wanted to volunteer. Can you imagine the circus, the absolute bleep show that would be if Cher showed up?
Turn back time.
Yeah, Bob Mackie.
If I could find a way.
How can I help? Do you know what I mean? How can I help?
Yeah.
And, you know, it would just be a total nightmare. There'd be cameras everywhere. It would be like that scene in 16 Candles where the grandmother, the fancy pants grandmother, wants to help out. And so she takes the Entenmann's box and slices the...
and opens it like,
slices the sticker that closes it and goes, well, breakfast is ready. That's Cher. That was definitely a Cher moment. What we listened to this week, first of all, we talked about X-Nite. The next one's on the 29th. It's fabulous.
You gotta do it.
Just get a Twitter account. It's free. And we'll tell you exactly where you need to go. You just need to follow Mike Joshua, and you get to be part of the X-Nite dance party, which is the best time travel machine you will ever be a part of, as far as I'm concerned. We also, speaking of time machines, DJ Dwayne Bruce, legend from the FNX days. We want the airwaves and all that good stuff.
What's his new show?
His new show is called American Debauchery, and he's on a wee little station in Maine, but he also posts the shows on Spotify and on SoundCloud. So he was doing a specific show that I listened to today. It was all double shots. He started off with 2 REM double shots, and I was like, because I'm just not a fan. And then he just took me on a ride. 2 from The Godfathers. She Gives Me Love. Really?
Nice.
Really? 2, a Perry Farrell double shot. One was Porno for Pyros, and one was Jane's Addiction, which was
nice.
fab.
That's
and then
nice.
we got 2 from The Cult, including Wildflower.
I'm a wolf child girl.
Oh my God.
Howling for you. Wildflower.
It is just so good.
I love you every hour.
It's, you know, The Cult are one of those bands, and for me, not that I didn't love the earlier Cult records that were more sort of alternative in nature, but when they get together with Rick Rubin and make the album Electric,
Stop rocking.
it just paired my love of that heavy, chunky guitar sound with, you know, Ian Astbury and Billy Duffy. And it was just a marriage made in rock heaven for me. I loved that record is still to this day one of my favorite records. And the song Aphrodisiac Jacket off of it is perfection.
Billy Duffy went on to really love Les Pauls.
Billy Duffy, super nice sweetheart of a guy. In person, I totally just burped on camera. I apologize.
Nice.
I had to cover the Tibetan Freedom Show.
With what, a blanket? Or?
No, for FNX. It was at the Alpine, Wisconsin, but it was
Alpine Lace?
technically the Chicago Tibetan Freedom Concert, but it was in, the actual place was in Milwaukee, I think.
Milwaukee?
Yeah, Milwaukee. And I was stuck backstage, and I had to get interviews. The whole point of FNX sending me to this thing is I had to get everybody on tape so I could bring it back for the morning show. And it was really difficult to be backstage with, like, Sean Lennon's over there, and, you know, famous 60s singer with the mustache, David Crosby, is over there. And I'm just like, I can't.
Almost
and
cut my hair.
And Mark Cates was there, for those of you who know Mark Cates. Melanie Cousin and the North Facers are
Facing
here.
north, baby.
So Billy Duffy walks in and I'm sitting with Mark Cates and I'm like, oh my god, that's Billy Duffy! Like I'm freaking out. Like he was my favorite. And
It was probably like,
And
wow,
Mark
here.
Cates, I love you forever for this. He went and got him. He's like, oh, I'll go get him for you. And I was like, huh? And he was just a total love and gave me a great interview. And that just sort of broke the ice. And then like I went and talked to Sean Lennon. I went and talked to David Crosby. And yeah, it was.
That's
great.
an interesting group.
Yeah, it was the Tibetan Freedom Concert. It was MCA put those together, and it was quite
What year
a
was it?
time. I don't know. It was the '90s, man. It all blurs together. Hey, Junie. Starstruck at all backstage, always. By the way, backstage usually isn't that colorful and fun. Backstage is usually pretty boring with a lot of people waiting around and talking to each other. And
At least it was
very
back then.
awkward. Yeah, well, back then. Even now, when you go backstage to certain
Even
things.
now,
It's just not
when
what you
I
think
have
about.
come so far, I wonder.
I wanted you to sing cult songs, and
That
that's
was
what
Barry
you
Manilow, baby.
No,
It just came out of me.
no, I am not a fan of love.
I'm not keeping that in.
Please stop that.
Oh, well, anyway,
I can't believe
On
you
that
just
note-
Manilowed us.
on that note, I've been listening to something along Ronnie James Dio quite a bit.
Shocker.
And Brains.
That I was shocked because did I introduce you to Bad Brains? I'd like to think that
You
I
know
did.
what? I'll allow it.
I
mean, I had
sort of
obviously
made him
heard them.
watch the HR
I did watch it.
documentary.
Yeah, I watched the documentary. Now, I already love Fishbone, and I already love Living Color. So, it's almost like Bad Brains is a little bit of a predecessor, you know?
Bad Brains is a direct influence on Living Color, on Fishbone,
Yeah.
but also all the DC hardcore bands. You know,
Which-
Bad Brains were on another level early days, and so it made my heart grow a size larger
Yeah.
when I came in to the bedroom and he was
Reignition.
really like grooving. It
Reignition.
was awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, I love you, play more Bad Brains. We talked a lot about Cardi B and Megan Thee
Wait a minute,
Stallion
wait a
WAP
minute, wait a
last
minute.
week.
WAP.
Wet and gushy. There's hoes in this house. There's hoes in this house.
Guys, what has happened to people?
It debuted at #1. Thank you very much.
The song is WAP. Now, wet and gushy, no, that's a G, right? That'd be wag. You can guess what the P stands for.
Yeah, it's wet a dash.
Guys,
Ends with
I
Y.
just hope the women are making all the money off of it.
They are.
Because otherwise it should be illegal.
They're making the money and they're doing the do, and I have no problem with it. So
Yeah.
there you go. Speaking of new music, if you guys are fans of Orbit, we've had a couple members of that band on our show before in the live virtual studio audience, including lead singer Jeff, as well as Linda Bean and Paul Buckley, the drummer.
Linder.
They have a new song that just came out, and you can listen to it if you want on Bandcamp. I think it's free, or you can, give them some money.
We like it.
if
The
you
bottom line is we like
want
it.
to. It's called See the Light, and there's a video. Kurt St. Thomas from FNX Days directed the video, so that's great. And we'll post that at the end of the show later tonight. I'll put
Vapor
those links.
Trails is the album coming out.
That's coming out October 9th. And Jeff from Orbit has another band called 123 Astronaut, and they have
Right.
another record coming out too, and they're fantastic. So if you miss sort of that 90s Boston rock sound,
I do.
I think you're really going to dig it. And the new Orbit song, I'm not sure if it's like a leftover that didn't make it onto a record.
Doesn't matter. It
type of
sounds
thing.
good.
I'm not sure. But like so good. Yeah, Fran says it's fabulous. It is. It's really good. We were jamming to it earlier today. So I'm really excited for all of that music coming out. So that's really cool. We also usually talk about what we ate this week. But I have to say, I'm so proud of Dave. I sort of had it yesterday. Usually I clock out and then I plan dinner, or I try to plan a little ahead and then I do dinner because I love to cook and I'm good at it, so I cook. Yesterday was not my day. And I looked at Dave and I said, "You're in charge of dinner. I'm going upstairs." So I came upstairs and I watched some Game of Thrones and just chilled out in the room and had some alone time. And I came downstairs and this man, there was no food in the house when I went upstairs.
I had to go out. I had to hunt down some food, and I made a pasta, I made chicken broccoli ziti, all in one pan. So it turned out really. I was just like, I was very intrepid at the beginning. I was like, I'm making this happen. You know, I can go out and buy the stuff, bring it home, prep everything, cook everything, and just be like, dinner is served. You know, I was just kind of.
I mean, he didn't have the cute apron on, but yeah, it was definitely a scene when I got downstairs. But I feel like you lost confidence when I got downstairs.
It wasn't about where you were. It was the fact that I knew what I had to put in it. I knew what order to cook everything in. They didn't give you amounts of stuff. So
That's
like
not a
if you're
recipe.
gonna add, you know, you get like chicken stock. Okay, chicken stock, and maybe some. I ended up using oat milk as a replacement for dairy, a little bit. Sauteed onions, chicken stock, all together. Little, yeah. I mean, it turned out really pretty good. But then it's like, okay, now add the lemon and the garlic and the broccoli and it was just. By the end of it, I was like, I had to add water to make sure that the ziti cooked all the way. And
Listen, it's not easy, is it?
she's tough when it comes to pasta, guys. She's an al dente girl.
It's al dente or get the F out.
If it's falling apart, if it's floppy too much, it's like she is not down with that.
Yeah, it's my Italian DNA. It's
So-
just not allowed. And Nikki T will back me up on that. It's
And
al
Jessica
dente,
Akers,
baby.
you are right, is all in one pan.
You can't have mushy pasta. It is not allowed.
So you have to do it in the correct order.
The only thing I had a little bit of fault with, and again, this is the Italian thing, is that you got to use fresh garlic. That whole
I use
like
garlic
jar
paste.
of garlic, no, it's just not the same. But that's it. That was the only thing.
Yeah, well, Angie kind of just takes garlic and like, it's like she grew up in a neighborhood with all vampires, and Mom was like, hey, have some of this garlic, it'll keep the vampires off ya. So she's like, you know, some people have like a bowl of like popcorn.
I think fresh garlic scares you.
And like,
Frankly, I think that's what it was.
well, I mean, fresh garlic after you consume it and want to make out with me.
but you
scares me a
brought
little bit.
a kind that's even more pungent.
But I only used it in small amounts. I added it
And
at the end.
now it's in our fridge to die.
Oh no, it'll get used
It
again.
will not get used again.
You can smear this one on bread.
Maybe as a garlic bread. Maybe. And no, we're not making garlic ice cream, Bob Tarasi, you and your fancy ice creams. James Duda is in the house.
James
Woo!
Duda, where you been, buddy? Where you been? Hopefully everything's going good.
Also, I just made chicken stock
Out of
for
what
the first time.
out of what I had cooked, plus
Yeah, I took some liquid. We had a rotisserie chicken the other night.
a carcass.
So I took the carcass with a little bit left on it or whatever.
Say it with
Apparently,
me.
you can do all of that in a half an hour in a pressure cooker.
And pretty much just cooks the marrow right out of the bones.
Yeah,
and
so
whatnot.
then I will, I'm letting it cool off right now. I'll put it in freezer bags so they will lay flat. And then I can, stack them standing up in the
Nikki
freezer.
T says the pasta cannot be soft.
And the garlic is an Italian perfume. Dab a little behind
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ears.
right. Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Listen, it's okay, honey. You grew up in a house with no good cook. It's all right.
You know, we've already been over this.
Yes, they know.
So they
already
know that. They
Yeah.
know that, okay?
Hey, Alan.
But I mean, I still think I did pretty well.
You did great. I'm really proud of you.
And the pasta, even with the
Oh,
whole...
also, who cleaned up?
Not me.
It was me.
That's why she likes to cook.
Yeah,
We
no.
figured it out.
I like
It's not
to
because
cook.
she likes to cook, because
That's
she
not
hates
true.
to clean.
I love to cook, and I really hate to clean.
Alan
So
Pinnacle is here.
It's a good marriage.
And
Cute alert! Did you guys see the quokka I posted the other day?
okay,
Did you guys even know that this animal existed?
I just said hi to Alan, and you're like, cute alert. So, hey, have you seen pictures of this thing? It's not a koala.
And it's not a wallaby, right?
Right.
It's a marsupial.
It
For
kind
sure.
of resembles a koala a little bit, but not as bulbous. It's like
Right.
it's smaller faced.
So if you crossed like a koala bear with the little groundhog or whatever from Caddyshack,
From Caddyshack, right.
those two together
Guys,
make a real life animal
have-
in Australia.
At resting, they smile. There's a big smile.
Yeah, they're like, hi. And
So the quokka's looking up at you, and he could be thinking, "I want to rip your throat out," and he's like this.
hi, hi, hi. Oh my god, they're the cutest things ever. I'll repost that as well. That was definitely like a cutie patootie alert. And one of our
Hi.
friends actually got to hang out with them in Australia, and she posted pictures, and we were dying.
They're
laughing.
like, look it, you cannot feed these things. Like, you'll be out
Yeah,
sitting
you
at a
can't- you're
table
not allowed
out
to
somewhere.
touch them or
Don't
feed
touch them,
them.
don't feed them. Meanwhile,
I'm assuming they're an
they
endangered
come,
species. Or
they
whatever.
come right up to you.
They're wicked cute.
So you're looking down, and there's a quokka looking up at you like,
Yeah, it's
Like,
Q.
hey.
I think it's Quokka if you want to look it up. They're
Quokka.
they're darling. I didn't know
Guys.
they existed, and I didn't know the northern Mariana Islands or whatever existed.
we're an American
Found
territory.
that out last night in the Democratic Convention. Thank you very much. Had no idea.
So but the quokkas, come on,
Wicked cute.
you can't glaze over the quokka.
No. Quokka.
Now what I wanted to do was I wanted to have
Why you're
I wanted
laughing?
to have like Brett or Jermaine from the Flying Conchords do the voice for the quokka. Like, hey, like, how are you? Like, so, what are you guys doing? Like, hey, we're all just hanging out here.
You gonna eat that?
Hey, you don't want to eat that. Look at that thing.
And if Dave didn't want to go to Australia enough, now we
Oh
have
my
even
God,
more
Taika
reason.
Waititi. That's whose voice I wanted on there.
Yeah, well, that's whose voice you want in real life as well.
What can I say?
Nikki T says Mother Nature is a mad scientist. Seinfeld. Is that like a quote from Seinfeld?
Must be, yes.
I don't know a lot of quotes from Seinfeld because I didn't watch
Spencer
it.
Davies
Dave
is here.
gets mad at me.
Hold
Hi, Spencer.
on! Spencer Davis Group? What?
You've met Spencer.
Spencer!
Spencer, the illustrious bartender to the rock and roll elite at O'Brien's.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember.
Yes. The Bruins. You wanted to talk about the Bruins.
Guys, the Bruins just finished up their the first round of the playoffs in the truncated season this year.
I hear
They just
that the
eliminated-
faux audience sound is terrifyingly bad.
They eliminated the Carolina Hurricanes.
Is that a big deal? Were the Hurricanes
No,
really good?
not especially.
Yeah, I mean,
But like Mike Milbury likes to say, and I always quote Mike Milbury because he's a hell of a guy. You got to take care of business. All right, listen. If you want to move on, don't dilly dally with these under teams. You got to just take care of them. Move on to bigger, better, and harder teams.
I grew up in such a hockey family that Mike Milbury, when they brought him back, he had sort of been out of the picture for a while, right? And
they brought him back to coach.
yeah, when I saw him on TV after not seeing him for a long time, I felt like it was like, oh, it's my Uncle Mike Milbury. Like, there are just certain people, like Bobby
Remember
Orr.
that time Uncle Mike
yeah.
climbed up into the crowd at Madison Square Garden?
I was in love
was
with
beating
Bobby
somebody
Orr.
with a shoe, his own shoe.
As a child, I was in love with Bobby Orr.
Everyone's in love with Bobby Orr
but I'm a girl.
because he's one of the finest human beings ever.
I had an autographed picture of Bobby Orr in my toy chest, and I used to love it. And my dad played hockey, and they shared ice time with the Bruins. It was just like a pickup league or whatever. But my dad was a pretty good skater, and you don't have to sip your water off camera. And so my dad always told me the story. I spent a lot of time in hockey rinks as a kid because my dad was a young dad and we had to go watch him play everything because that's what young dads do. And at least they did back in the 70s. So he had always told me the story that when I was little, Bobby Orr skated around the rink with me, little Angie, on his shoulders. So cut to years later, I go
Now wait, we're
FNX.
talking about a story where you grow up thinking this is something that actually happened. But
And I go on the air at FNX and tell that story. And
hey, remember
everyone's
that?
like,
Hey, Dad, remember
"Wow,
that
that's
time
so
with Bobby
cool.
Orr?
Are you really biting on my punchline right now? So I go home and I call my dad and I go, hey, Dad, I told the story today, Bobby Orr story. He goes, what Bobby Orr story? And I go, the one where he skates around the rink with me on his shoulders? He goes, oh, that one. And he kind of pauses and I go, Dad? And he goes, might have been Derek Sanderson. And I was like, that's a bit of a different story.
Yeah,
Dad.
but still, Derek Sanderson at one point was
Well, at least he didn't drop me if it was
Derek Sanderson was one of he was the highest paid athlete in the world at one point.
And the most inebriated?
Listen, hey.
All I'm saying is
Derek's got a
that
hell of a mustache.
that era of Bruins, they all went
Oh,
to
they
Route
weren't-
1
yeah.
Lums and got drunk all the time. And my
Yeah.
dad used to work there, so that's how all that happened. So that's my Bobby Orr story and my hockey story. So congratulations to the Bruins, on to the next round, right? My brother Phil is the doorman at the Charles Hotel. He has met a million famous people. The only one he cared about meeting was Bobby Orr. Bobby hugged, this is Nikki T telling us this story. Bobby hugged my brother and my brother cried. This is not an unusual story.
No. No.
I know a lot of people that have met him over the years. Not a bad word to say about the guy.
No.
Ever. Ever. He
No.
really is one of those guys that's just a solid, good dude.
Oh, no. Better than that.
Kevin Tachi met Bobby Orr twice, the nicest guy you'd ever want to meet. And that's all we hear. All the time.
Well, there is something about hockey players, though. I mean, let's be honest. They're just down-to-earth people.
Not the one that got the DUI not too long ago.
We talking about
Who's the most famous Bruin of the 80s and 90s?
who, Ray Bork?
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I was just going to tell a story about Ray Bork.
From what I understand, Ray Bork is
Ray
not a
Bork
nice
is-
guy. He's kind of a jerk. Yeah.
According to who?
I've heard stories that
Ray,
he's not a, that
Ray,
he's
I'm
kind of a
apologizing right now because I was going to tell a nice story
douche.
where...
Spoiler alert, Ray Bork is not watching our show.
Oh, no, he could be.
Listen,
It could happen.
I hear he's kind of a jerk.
That's total
But yes,
speculation,
listen,
and I don't agree.
Most hockey guys were blue-collar, down-to-earth guys. It was not the sport where you were going to make $1 bajillion.
Met him a couple times, and he was nothing but lovely.
With this just in, I saw Bobby Orr in the stands at the UMass Lowell College hockey game at the Tully Forum. Everyone was in such respect. Ooh, hold on. I have to,
They left him alone.
they left him alone. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Creamer, what do you have to say about Ray Bork? Is he a nice guy or not? Because Creamer will tell you, one way or the other. Michael Creamer in the house.
Not
We gotta
what?
wrap up. We got 2
Not
minutes.
what?
Creamer, tell us, is Ray Bork a nice guy or is he kind of a douche? We're on the clock.
Sacco? Is that Joe Sacco?
We're on
Nicole?
the clock.
The Sacco brothers are from Medford, and they played in the NHL.
We might have to tune in next week to find out if Ray Bork was a douche or a nice guy. I mean, I know he's still alive, but you know what I'm saying.
Sean Bates wasn't from Medford, though, was he? I thought he was like from Abington or somewhere down on the South Shore.
I did not foresee the
hang on.
end of our show talking about whether or not Ray Bork is a nice guy.
But
Hey,
Aaron Flynn is watching, so we got that going for
You
us.
showed up right at the end of the show, Aaron. Congratulations. You will get a prize mailed to you. No, you won't.
Sorry to bother you. We'll
We
try to wrap it
appreciate
up
it.
as soon as possible.
So all of our past episodes are now live on the Abington Community Access YouTube page that we always give you the link to. So if you miss any of our shows, feel free to go there on the YouTube page and watch any of them. They're also played on the Abington Cable Access TV channel.
Friday night at 9 p.m.
And those are a little more behind, so I think we're only on like episode 4 for that. But it's got like a cool rockin' opener, and if you made a comment on this show and we referred to it, it'll blow up and show you, and it's got cool graphics and whatnot. So
yeah, it's pretty hip.
thank you guys so much for joining us, and we love you, and we're so happy you're here every Wednesday night to be
Thanks
part
for
of the
coming out.
live virtual studio audience. And then you can watch us on YouTube, Abington Community Access, or AbCam.
Angie, myself, and my hair appreciate you being here.
Okay, say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.